Hey guys, welcome to a new series we'll be doing here at Mindspun called The Best Album Intros Ever. For the first episode, I want to talk about an intro that has personal meaning, a special place in my heart. It gives me all these tingly feelings on my body when I think about it due to the nostalgia factor, and it was my first prog metal album that I ever heard and the bridge to finally get me into the metal world. By the way, I was fucking mind blown when I heard this sick ass album. But anyways, we will get into details later. Before I listened to this album and I got into the metal world, I was listening to Space Jam album soundtrack, which was my first album that I bought, and Big Willie Style. Yes, I was hooked on fucking Space Jam and Will Smith. In my defense, I was about 13 years old and was barely getting into music, so my first interaction with any new music was always thanks to my brother, co-creator of this channel in case you didn't know, and you can get to know him better on our podcast series. But getting back to the story, when I saw this CD in my brother's room without any case and on a CDR, for all you youngsters out there that barely know what a CD is, in the past we used to burn music on compact discs that you could say, borrowed from the artist from a P2P site. To be honest, we stole that shit. Well, this CD had written on it Dream Theater Scenes from a Memory. And I thought, what the hell is Dream Theater? But anyways, let's crank this baby up and see what my hairy ass bro is listening to. So the album starts with this pendulum from a clock ticking on each stereo speaker. Left, right, left, right. You know, like tick, tock, tick, tock. And I thought, okay, so I guess my brother got this shit so he could sleep better? Or maybe he wants to start hypnotizing people at school, or he wants to get hypnotized. I don't know. This is weird. Is this even music? But it sounds interesting, so let's carry on. The speech carries on, and funny enough, I do feel more relaxed.
Close your eyes and begin to relax.
I start feeling like I am about to go on a spiritual journey as the ambience grows with each word. And I play along, and I close my eyes like he says, so I can feel his words and the sound hugging me. So after the speech finishes, Labrie comes on and starts singing.
Safe in the light that surrounds me.
And I think to myself, okay, so this is music, not just some therapy crap my brother needs for his teenage depression. Cool. So I really start enjoying the guitar and Labrie's voice as I feel like I am floating, and all of a sudden, he stops at the "Hello, Victoria. So glad to see you, my friend." And the track morphs into this trippy wave that I feel like something is coming, like a something magical is about to happen, and my middle school ass has no idea I am about to go on a crazy voyage of sounds and emotions. Then this marching sound starts to come up in volume, punishing my eardrums like taka 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 taka, and the fierce rhythm guitar with the pounding snare chugging into my chest with each beat, and I'm like, oh shit, it's about to go down. Then it gets to its highest point, a small silence is sandwiched between the parts, and BAM! The chords come in, and I am suddenly flying through the skies like a bald eagle through the clouds. And the rest is history for this child going through puberty. So ever since that day, I was hooked on metal music. Obviously, with time, things got heavier, a little bit more proggy, a little bit more weird, but this album is still a favorite of mine, and I love how the intro sets the mood for the whole record. It is a perfect way to start this concept album from Dream Theater, and if you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend you do, since I consider it some of their best work to this day. So yeah, just to recap, this is how I felt the first time I listened to this intro from Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from a Memory, which is the fifth studio album and the first concept album by American progressive metal band Dream Theater. They have had plenty more concept albums in the future, for example, The Astonishing, which was released in 2016. But yeah, anyways, this album, I think it's an incredible album. Like I said before, if you haven't listened to it, this is the sequel to Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle and the Sleeper, a song which was previously featured on the band's 1992 album, Images and Words, and it was actually the first album to include one of my favorite keyboardists of all time, Jordan Rudess, And you can definitely hear his mark throughout the album with his incredible riffs, solos, and harmonies. For example, one of my favorite songs off the album, The Dance of Eternity, is definitely one to check out because it has some incredible lead parts with John Petrucci and Jordan Rudess, like intertwining between the sections. Another thing that I want to mention about the album intro is how it sets the mood for the story of the whole record, because it opens to Nicholas, a troubled man going through past life regression therapy. So no, it isn't my brother's yoga therapy thing that he needed to get through some depression stuff, but it was actually part of the story as a hypnotic trance induced by Nicholas's hypnotherapist, in which he begins to see a girl named Victoria Page and a life that feels strangely familiar, despite the fact that he has never been there. So this is part of the story, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but if you ever listen to the album, check out the lyrics, check out everything that they're saying and doing, and the moods that are happening throughout the whole album, because I think it is just incredible how the story starts to evolve and how the instrumental is so greatly crafted. I would actually give this album a 9. I think it is probably, like I said, probably a 10. I don't know. I just love it so much. So yeah, if you have some time, please check it out. I think it will be really worth your time. But anyways, I hope you guys like this new series that we're doing. I'm going to be checking out album intros that have marked my life personally. But if you guys have any recommendations, please leave them in the comment section. I will be sure to check them out and do some videos on them as well. But yeah, please subscribe, hit that like button. Let us know what else you would like to see from our channel. And anyways, stay safe and have a good week, guys.